Tell me, do you remember a certain Sonic fangame that took over the internet some years ago? I'm talking about a controversial fangame that many people played before, and they did some videos about this game, saying things like, the Sonic fangame that Sega doesn't want you to play. You know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know what game I'm talking about, well, it's Project X Love Potion Disaster, or just Project X. You maybe heard already about this game, and if you don't, well, it's a beat 'em up type of game where you fight against waves of enemies using characters from Sonic and some OCs. Fun fact, this game was officially launched in 2009, so this game is really old. Sadly, the development of this game stopped in 2019, meaning that this game was never finished and his story was incomplete. Until Red-Eyed Samurai came and decided to do a mod that finishes the game. So yeah, this mod ends what the original game didn't, like reworking some things, like the gameplay, some sprites, and obviously the history. And that's why I'm here today, to tell you how good this game is. And if you played the original game before, you really should try this mod. It all starts with two scientist ships trying to make a love potion because they wanted to find a boyfriend and didn't want to continue going to parties alone. Like yeah, that's the start of the game. Unfortunately, Eggman decided to invade Nova City at the same time, and of course, some of our favorite characters go there and try to stop him. But Eggman decides to launch an attack that ended near the lab where our ships tried to do their love potion, provoking that they spill a huge amount of hormones in the potion. And now everyone and everything that is exposed to this gas becomes very friendly. So now you have to stop the thing that is making everyone else crazy. And with that, you start the game. And it's great, you know? Like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like the plot is something that will happen in a Sonic game, but obviously without the silly things. But I still think it's great, and the more you progress in the history, you will find some characters from the Sonic series and some new that are introduced as well. You have also 2 new stages to make up to a total of 7 stages that you have to beat to complete the history. And these 2 are actually good, adding new content and obviously changing some things about the other 5 stages. Also, I forgot to mention that this game is like a classic Sonic game. And what I mean by that is that if you want to have the good ending, you will have to find the Chaos Emeralds in every stage of the game. And when you get to that secret zone, you have to fight a wave of enemies and then interact with a character that is going to give you the Chaos Emerald. And when you get it, you also get a health and stamina upgrade. Now, I'm going to mention the bosses from each stage, so you can have an idea what can you expect from every zone. So, you start in the inside of the Eggman ship because Eggman captured the heroes. And the boss from this stage is the bots from Sonic X. You know, we have Bokun and the other guys that I don't remember their names. The second stage is the Leaf Forest. I don't know if this zone is based in any Sonic game. I really don't know. But yeah, also you find a piranha plant here, so good. The third stage is Atlantis Ruins, where you find a giant machine, but it's called Metal Giant, and when you defeat him you fight against Venus. And if you're wondering who Venus is, well, she's basically the responsible for people with the love potion. She's like this slime pink, you know, and she goes there giving the people love. The fourth stage is Pumpkin Kingdom. It's a reference to Sonic Unleashed. Yeah, Sonic Unleashed is here, so expect to see the hedgehog this ghost hero that appears in some of the animations in the Sonic Unleashed game. The fifth stage is Lost World. Yeah, we have now dinosaurs, and obviously, Senna appears here. The next stage is Nova City, and in here we fight against some Mobius people that are infected by the love potion, but we also fight against a peculiar boss that being Surge. Yeah, that's right, Surge appears in here. If you ask me, I would prefer that she was a playable character, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. And the final stage, the laboratory, where you fight various bosses, like a copy of your character, some weird tentacle boss, and of course the final battle is against Venus. And if you have all the Chaos Emeralds, you win. So, I mean, you get the good ending, that's what I mean. And if you don't, well, you have a bad ending. It's really that simple. Like I say, it's like some old Sonic games. But what about the gameplay? It's fun. Like, you have this special attack that if someone gets too close to you and tries to grab you, you can use this special attack to stop the grab, if you are quick enough. And the special attack is connected to a stamina bar, so you can spam this attack. And you recharge stamina by hitting enemies with your normal attacks, or you can choose to let your character do some self-love, and it will give you stamina at the cost of some of your health. Also, in some parts of the game it's challenging, but it's just the jumping parts. Those parts are hell. But overall, it's not that hard. I mean, if you struggle with enemies, just pick Zeta. She's the strongest character. Also, you have some new mechanics with some enemies, like the more you advance in the level, you will find enemies that doesn't approach, and that's all. Here you have a really good variation in enemies. Except, I will say that this stage 6, the two first zones are way too long and it gets kinda boring, but the rest of it, it's good. And the gameplay, overall, it's more polished. Like, the old one had a ton of bugs on it, and this one doesn't have as much, and that's good. You can tell the time that has been put on this mod. But what about the character? Yeah, this mod have some of the characters of the Sonic series, mostly the females, and Zeta, who is a original character from one of the developers of it. But overall, all of them are different in what respects to attacks, and of course animations. There is also Zeta, like I say, she's an original character, she's an echidna, and I think if I remember correctly, she's also an android, so yeah. Also, for some reason Venus really likes Zeta, to the point that she wants to capture her and, well, do things to her. But you can see this at the beginning of the stage 5. Unfortunately, Sue is not in the mod, so that's sad. And if you don't know who Sue is, don't worry, it's just another original character. But overall, it's a good selection of characters, even though I would have loved if some characters were introduced here, like Sally. Why? Why is Sally not here? But yeah, good character selection here. About the content, or more like the silliness that this game has. You can see the animations in the menu of the game, or you can see all the scenes and even play minigames, so that's there if you only care about seeing the silly. And yeah, this mod also adds some new minigames that you can play when you finish a stage. And I'm talking about a beat banger, and if you know what is a beat banger, well, yes. But overall, they're fun, and they're very easy, so yeah. And also you unlock a shop where you can buy upgrades to your health and stamina, and you unlock this shop by completing the second minigame in the map. But there is no safe harbor option, so beware of that when playing the game, because there are some scenes that appear that, well, you know what I mean, they're silly, so be careful. Bad things, I don't know if there is any noticeable things to say, like, it's not perfect either. It's just that I don't think it has something that is terrible. The only thing that comes to my mind is the lack of attacks. And what I mean by that is, if you really are tryhard in the game, you can stun lock the enemies by just poking them with your attacks. And basically you can lose. But maybe that's just me. Anyways, it's a really good mod. You should play this game. I encourage you to try this game out, so yeah, that's it for today. Also, I hope this time my audio is better. But yeah, without anything else to say, have a good one and see you later.